Okay, so as a change of pace, we're not doing Masters of the Universe right now, but I feel like I want to unbox this and check this out. It's a Black Series Star Wars four-figure kit of based on Last Command, which is the last book of a trilogy. Marvel Legend, not Marvel Legends, Star Wars Legends. It's a Legends canon, I think. Okay, so it has Luke Skywalker, fresh from Return of the Jedi. It's decent, I think. And then Mara Jade, the love interest. I don't know what's up with this, but it's supposed to be Luke. Kind of like a clone, I think. And Joris Chaboth. Seems to me like a Jedi turned Sith Lord. And it has the replacement hands that has the Sith lightning, dark side lightning. All of them are Jedis. One is the fallen Jedi. I suppose I didn't really read the Last Command yet, but my manager picked up the three novels from the Dark Empire, and I forgot what the second book was, and then it's Last Command. So we have some reading in store. I'm trying to inspect the box here. How am I going to open it? Because we wanna preserve the art of the box. It seems like it's very good. I got this from Amazon. It came in very good condition. I gotta figure out who that seller is so I can maybe order from him again. Let's see what we can do about this, shall we? Okay, there's some tape here, I suppose. And there's some tape over there. Should I always go from the bottom, enter from the bottom, but in this case, we'll just make a wild guess and enter from the top. Let's see here. Okay, that seems to be a clean tape there. Nope. It's a near mint box. It was shipped to me. I forgot how it was boxed, but it seemed to be in very more than decent condition. And as a collector, I really appreciate that when the box comes intact. It doesn't really bother me when it isn't. But I appreciate the effort and packaging. Here we go. Let's see if we can kind of pull this apart. I got this for a very good deal too on Amazon. That's why I pulled the trigger on it. Always wanted to get my a Luke Skywalker Return of the Jedi Black Series, and this was kind of a way to do it. Here it comes. Um, there's some other art, and you can always display this, put them all back in the box and display it. I had this for quite a while and decided to just leave it unboxed. Now it has been damaged by the normal air atmosphere. It's no longer preserved. And as a collector, and it doesn't, I don't really go for a mint in box and try to sell it later. I'm not that kind of guy. I will try to sell for a reasonable amount if I ever get to that point. But right now I'm just living off the joy of having stuff like this in my collection. Okay, so it seems to me like this guy, Shabath, or whatever, however you pronounce his name, has a resemblance to an older, I don't know if you can see it, but in my mind, he kind of looks like an older Keanu Reeves. Gandalf vibes. So this is interesting. I got a few more Jedis in my clan here. So we take the tape out. Let's do it. I'm glad that that this has no it only has tape, and in my opinion, same as with especially with Mattel Masters of the Universe Masters of the Universe action figures, whether it's Origins or Masterverse or even Chronicles. We as people who try to collect, we don't like it when you tape up the soft goods tape or whatever soft goods, because it leaves a residue of sticky stuff from the tape, and it's just an overall not nice feeling. Maybe some of the tape won't come off. Let's try to. I'm not really a stickler for that. I like to preserve the blister pack just because it might be a good idea to put them in the box, sometimes, and just display them that way. It's a cool display. And you know what? I appreciate the effort when they make boxes like this, because, it just makes you feel like you struck a good deal. I got it for $70. And divided by 4, that's a good amount to pay for each figure. What's 75? 70 divided by 4. Okay, divided by 2 is 35. That's about $17.50 per figure. And you don't really see these figures, especially the 3 by themselves. It's possible that you can probably get somebody like Luke as a separate item, but it'll be different than what is packaged here. It's a nice resemblance of Mark Hamill or Luke Skywalker, but I don't care for him nowadays. It's gone off the rails. You shouldn't have to hate somebody too much. Everybody makes bad decisions. I don't think that somebody like Donald Trump is a god, and he's not. He doesn't walk on water or perform miracles. I mean, I think he's an okay president. He's doing good by, very unconventional. At this point, doing a blockade on the state of Hormuz is a kind of ballsy move. That's what I gotta say. Because you know what? He does what he does. It's not because he's just a greedy man, but he's looking for the interest of America. That's how I look at it. And as far as I'm concerned, Iran, not the Iranian government or the terrorist factions, at least, that control Iran, they're, as far as I'm concerned, they're Cobra. They only look after themselves. I'm taking care of I'm trying to take off the tape, guys. Sorry if I'm boring you with my political rant. Maybe I should shut up, right? Yep, I'm on the side, I hate war just as much as everybody else, but if war is unpreventable, then at least win the fucker. That's what I say. Make an effort to win. Ooh, this is cool. I got the Force Lightning. Grease Lightning. It's not grease. Grease is a word. Force is a force to be reckoned with. There's alternate head sculpt for Mara Jade. And let's shift our political, from political opinions to opinions about movies and the whole, woke as a movement is fine, I guess. It feels a little bit misguided sometimes. We've all been there. We've all been there. Nice. Okay. I got this little bitty gun that is for Mara Jade's weapon. Get rid of that. At this point, if you're dealing with tape, sticky tape, it might be a good idea to wash your hands, but I think we're fine. Because when you have the residue in your hands and you try to handle the figure, you kind of leave a little bit of the residue on the action figure. Soft goods. Nicely done. All right. And then this guy, whatever his name is, Joruus C'baoth, fallen Jedi, with a descendant of Keanu Reeves, also known, aka John Wick. That's kind of cool. Gotta be careful how you balance these things. So it looks to me like Luke here is like a maniacal version of Luke Skywalker, maybe a dark side. Um, there might be a you know his counterpart in the dark side, same as what they did to Rey, same as what they did to even Luke. He had to face his own his dark side at the tree in Dagobah while he was training with Yoda. That's another figure that I aim to collect. I need to get a Jedi Return of the Jedi Luke, which I now have. Maybe a Bespin one where he was a outfit from Bespin, the one where he had his head cut. I mean his hand cut. Nice, I finally get my own young Luke. Let's give him a sword. Kind of figured out how to put a sword. You know, I've had some, maybe not some training, but they're all right-handed, I guess. It's nice. Oh, and I believe Mara Jade, if I'm not mistaken, you know, was a was a Sith or some kind of assassin, more dark side Jedi than Sith, I guess. And somehow, Luke turned her over to the good side, or the to the Jedi. Okay, I like this Luke guy is clearly evil. I'll show you the head sculpt, the facial expression. But I like the suit. It's kind of like a variation of his Tatooine outfit, or something that a young Padawan would wear. Soft goods cape. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Except for the expression on his face, I really like the vibe that this guy is giving off. Kinda. Sorta. Nice change having a blue cape. He gets the blue sword, or the blue lightsaber. Kind of crumpled here. Let's take that off for now. The guy seems to all have a trigger finger. And I like the oversized sleeves on this. He's certainly got a meteor built compared to Return of the Jedi era. I wish he had that build. Okay, he's just too skinny. Oh, okay. This Jar Chabata. What's the matter? What's the matter with you? Okay, I just yank it out, right? There's no ifs or buts about this. You're coming with me. Come on, Mara Jade. Oh, and I think Mara Jade became Luke Skywalker's love interest because, it was kind of messed up that, they created that weird moment between him and Princess Leia. That's really hilarious, I think. Okay, I like the head sculpt of Mara Jade. It's a shame that we didn't get a version of Mara Jade in the movies because Disney, and this may or may not be a sign that Disney is finally opened up to the possibility that, hey, maybe we're wrong. Okay, I like it when they have accessories like this, and it seems like when when Mara Jade is not Jediing, you can put the lightsaber on. There's a place for her to hang her lightsaber on the figure. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if the camera is showing it, but there you go. And it seems like with Luke, as you got the same thing as well. That's cool. That's cool. Now all he's missing is the soft goods gray cape or a black one. I really like the black one. They made him have a black cape for the final battle scene with the dark droids in Mandalorian, where he was there to pick up Grogu. Anyone here want to watch the new Mandalorian movie? Mandalorian and Grogu? Grogu. Grugo. I heard somebody say Grugo on a YouTube video once. It's hilarious. They don't know what they do. They just commit a travesty saying his name wrong. Finally, the kid gets a name and you have to pronounce it wrong. Grugo. Thought that was funny. Okay, this is about as raw as it can get, guys. I don't know how to edit videos. Maybe I'll figure that out. And I know I got some weird commentary and some weird opinions, maybe. But I don't hate people. I love people. So there you go. The Fantastic Four. And it just so happens that, one of them is a clone of another guy, or the dark side version of Luke Skywalker. What do you think of that? Sorry, it seems like I've been out of focus this whole time. All right, he doesn't look like an evil Luke at all. He could be, but we could give him a chance. There you go, Last Command. I'll put it on display, and along with the other Star Wars Black Series on my bookshelf right there, on my dresser. But I think this is a good deal for me. I'm not necessarily looking for it, but when I saw it, I just had to get it. Not as an impulse, but as you might regret it if you don't get it now. All right. See you soon again. See you in the next one, guys. Bye.